Night one of Summerslam. Damn. Like there's no other way to describe it except damn. Alright, y'all, man, it's your boy Blaze from Venomous Reactions, and I'm here to give my thoughts on night one of SummerSlam. And please excuse my voice, because right now it's going through hell right now. Pretty much just screaming at the damn screen all the way throughout the night. But I do want to give my thoughts on the matter. Honestly, if I look at it, I was 2.5 out of 6. I mean, I can say that literally because I got one match that was half wrong, but also half right. And that was the main event. Because we all knew there was going to be a swerve in that match. And it was the swerve we all expected. Like, Seth Rollins pulled pretty much the heist part 2 at SummerSlam, and it made sense. But I'm gonna get to that in just a little bit. But let's start it off. Roman and Jay versus Bronson and Braun. Now, I called that one, like, Roman and Jay, they was gonna get their get back for what happened on Raw, and I'm so mad they did not get the shoes back from that cuckoo jackass Paul Heyman, because the way he came out there and rocked them damn shoes like they were his. And Bronson, you know what? You deserved everything you got. You dirty bastard. Like, you don't ever touch another man's J's ever in your fucking life. But you know what? But I didn't get a chance to catch it on live because I was on my way to view the party. But I did tune into a live stream of it, and they called everything down the middle, and dude, it was just nonstop chaos. And for them to kick off the show, it gave like a strong start. So that match told itself, in my view. And next up is the women's tag team match with Raquel and Roxanne and Alexa and Charlotte. I didn't expect them to put the belt on Alexa and Charlotte. I really did not. So for Raquel and Roxanne to lose that way, and they have been on the road since Roxanne was pretty much taking Liv's place as one half of the women's tag team champions. But to put the belt on Alexa and Charlotte is it felt kind of meh to me. So that to me, that slowed down the momentum of the show, from my view. And I don't know how to feel about that one. I'll come back with my rating somewhere in the comment section. But moving on, and then we get to Sammy and Karrion Kross, and that's when I got to the viewing party, and I actually managed to catch the remainder of the match, and Sammy was just going in on Karrion Kross, bro. and you know what? I would have been happy with either or would have won, but I was more so leaning towards like Karrion winning, because let's be honest, he hasn't been in action for a good few years, and now he's just now getting some sort of light, and people is actually rocking with Karrion. So to have Karrion to lose to Sammy like that, it basically kind of killed his momentum. Not per se kill his momentum, but it's like, what was the point of bringing him back if you was just gonna have him lose to Sammy? I mean, if anything, Karrion needed the match more than Sammy, if you get my drift. because Sammy can take a loss and rebuild. And as far as Kerry is concerned, I don't know. Maybe he can reinvent himself, like get himself in another angle, but I don't know if it's gonna be the same. And only time will tell with that one. Only time will tell. And I would say that match, I'll give it an A. I will give it an A because it came as a culmination of what was leading up to, like, pretty much this was gonna be the end all match. But it would have been higher if Karrion would have won. That's all I'm gonna say. And then we get to Tiffany versus Jade. I would say it was a little bit more entertaining than the women's tag team match. I will say that. But the only issue I have with that is it's just that it ended so abruptly. Like, it ended so prematurely. Like, they had a good solid match. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. The way Tiffany countered and went for the prettiest moonsault to end the match kind of felt premature. So it was a good match, but kind of lackadaisical ending, if that means anything. So it would have been higher, but I would give that match a 6.5 because of how it ended. And for me, it's like, no. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. But then we get to Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I wanted to give that match a benefit of the doubt because I wanted to see Logan Paul lose because I can't stand that motherfucker. I can't stand him for shit. But I low-key wanted him to lose that match. But you know what? Logan and Drew got the win, and you know what? I'm no longer mad about it. But you know what? I will give props to Jelly Roll. Because Jelly Roll did take a major bump. But Logan Paul got up on that ring post and did the whole Stone Cold like toast with the prime and delivered a devastating splash off the ring post onto Jelly Roll. And he took a major bump with that one. And for him not to have much training in wrestling, I gotta give him props for that. I gotta give him props for that because you know what? Not too many celebrities can take like bumps like that. And Jelly Roll proved that he could take a bump. But I will say, for his showing out at SummerSlam, it was okay. It was okay. He put on quite a decent showing, but it gave like the whole. It gave like the whole, instead of like, you know what, Jelly Roll, you're outclassed, my guy. It gave off that type of feeling. But once Randy entered the fray, and oh man, that's when the whole landscape changed. Like Randy, he was going to that dark place until he got dealt with the Claymore outside. And once Logan hit that splash on Jelly Roll, oh, the whole match was cooked. As far as Randy and Jelly Roll is concerned, like they went to work on Randy Orton before Jelly Roll got back into the match, and yeah, and basically he had a decent showing with a few clotheslines, and he delivered a choke slam. I'm like, okay, now this is starting to get somewhere. And then out of nowhere, Drew delivered the Claymore, and then once Drew turned his back, boom, RKO. And then Logan Paul got Randy out of the way and went to the top, delivered the splash. 1, 2, 3, thanks for coming, Jelly Roll. And you know what? I'm not even going to complain about that one because that one was beyond insane. I mean, for the fact that you had a celebrity competing at SummerSlam, I was low-key against it. But it turned out to be a pretty decent match. so to speak. So I'm not even mad about that. Good 7.5 out of 10. And then we get to the main event: Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. And low-key, CM Punk did his homework on Gunther, because most of the time he went for the chop, he either dodged it or blocked it with his hands. It was like, Gunther, don't think it's going to be easy for you to hit those chops on me, because I did my homework on you, my guy. But man, once Gunther started laying in the chops, CM Punk was feeling every bit of it. Every bit of it. And for the fact that he tried numerous times to get the GTS on him, and it did not work. And every time Gunther tried to isolate a part of CM Punk's body, whether it be, taking out his abdominal area with the abdominal stretch, or pretty much making him feel every bit of those chops to where he's basically fatigued at this point. But every time he went for those chops and hit the power bomb, or he tried to put CM Punk to sleep, and you can tell Gunther was getting frustrated, because it's like, damn, bro, what do I have to do to put you away? What do I have to do to put you away, bro? Like, come on. But the moment Gunther let his guard down, and CM Punk managed to hit not one, but 2 GTSs on him. And the last GTS, it was pretty much all she wrote. 1, 2, 3, CM Punk is your new World Heavyweight Champion. And he was just about to bask in it until a certain music started to hit. All you heard was, "Burn it down." Okay. I'm not gonna torture my voice to do that. But yeah, once that hit, everyone lost their shit, because we basically called Seth Rollins being at SummerSlam, but he came out on crutches, mind you. I was like, oh, okay, he's safe. But the moment he turned his back on CM Punk, man, that was the most innovative swerve ever. But I want y'all to think about this. They did not say anything about his injury when he basically talked about it. Like, he had some type of injury in his leg when he was wrestling LA Knight, and they detected some type of swelling. But after that, his injury went quiet. So basically it wasn't as serious as we thought, because he was injured, but it wasn't injured to a point where he was going to be out like an X amount of time, like he's going to be out for like the remainder of the year. But the moment he let go of those crutches and took that brace off, I'm like, oh my God, it's really happening. The Heist of the Century Part 2. And you know what? It makes perfect sense. Because if I want y'all to think about this, Seth Rollins said it, like, as long as there's breath in my body, you will never, ever be champion. As long as I'm breathing, I will make sure you are never gonna taste gold ever again. And you know what? He made good on that promise, because the moment he head down to the ring, it's cash in time. But before he could say he was about to cash in, he went to work. Like, he was swinging that briefcase like it was a Louisville Slugger on CM Punk. And then it was like, you know what? Cash it in. As soon as that bell rung, in comes Seth Rollins with the stomp. Thanks for coming. And now Seth Rollins is your new World Heavyweight Champion. I'm like, oh shit. The Heist of the Century 2 paid off. And you know what? It makes perfect sense. it makes perfect sense because no matter what, Seth Rollins is going to be around to screw CM Punk every chance he gets. And if tonight didn't prove it, I don't know what will. But that match plus the heist of the century, 10 out of 10, easy. And overall for night one, I would say I would give it a solid 9. I would give it a solid 9. It would have been a 10 out of 10, but like I said, in the middle of the show, it kind of slowed down, so to speak, but it picked back up at the end. And the main event, CM Punk winning, and Seth Rollins coming out, cashing in, Heist of the Century 2, made it perfect. Strong finish, well, strong start, strong finish. And in the middle, it kind of felt like lackadaisical. If that means anything. But I just hope night 2 can top this. Because if not, night 2 is cooked. Night 2 is cooked. I'm not afraid to say that. But I want to know what y'all thoughts are about night 1 for SummerSlam. Yo, was it a good showing of night 1? And if so, what did you all enjoy about it? And as always, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully I can see all of y'all for my thoughts on night 2. So be easy. Catch you in the next one. See you next time. Blaze is out.